All right, here we are live again. This one is a 1955 S roll. I'll try to get this cap off. It's quite well stuck. I may end up needing pliers for this one. Think about that. Trying to get it loose, and it's not coming loose. Hang on a second. Let's see what I've got up here. Okay. Nothing like a little vice grip to take off your cap. The coins are nice. Of course, I've never seen inside this roll. I just had to use vice grips to get the top off of the roll. All right, so let's see what we've got here. Get my am scope back up. My light turned on. My coffee out of the way. And coin number one. Jim Fletcher. Let's see what we have in here. This little double die clash or something to that effect. Okay. Nothing with this particular coin on the obverse. Let's check the reverse because we're going to do that for the first 10 coins. Oh, copper picker. And welcome back to Dan. Dan the man. Let me get this leveled up here. There we go. And a little tiny bit of a clash on the reverse, but nothing else. All right, that was coin number one. Hoping for some really good stuff this time around. We ended up with better than 25 die varieties per roll on the other two rolls we've done today. Here's one for Kurt Pierce. And I'm too far away. A little bit of a sputting issue on this coin. More of a major sputting issue on this coin. I couldn't have told you what was in this roll before I opened it, though. Nothing on the reverse here. Let's see what we got for coin number three. This one for Blaine. All right, nothing obverse. Reverse is scraped up like this was an ender, so the coins did not go into the tube in the same order they were in the original roll. Number 4 now for Carl. And got nothing. Coin number 4. Greetings and salutations, Mr. Fletcher. Good morning to you and everyone else watching the show. I hope to bring unending excitement in this roll. However, I can't predict what happens prior to it actually happening. It's one for Josie. Let's see what your granddaughter gets. Well, it's an interesting die-chipped 1955 S. Got nothing else on this one. Just some die chips. Let's see the reverse. Got nothing here. Next coin, number 6. This one from Mark. That is an RPM. I am not sure which RPM, but it is an RPM. I think it might be number 4. Definitely an RPM there for Mark. Oh no. That's what I said oh no about. Big spot on the reverse. That is too bad, really. Of course, the mint mark is still nice. You still got the markers. Uh, 1955S doesn't generally come ugly, so these had to have been uglified while they were in storage. That appears to maybe be another RPM. Maybe. If that is, I don't know about that. It's got some serious markers if it is. We'll hang on to it, all right? We'll just hang on to it. Give it a good check. It just looks like the S is a little fatter than it should be side to side. And it's not die number 2. That one's a little more obvious than this. Okay, so we'll just hang on to this one. That one's for Polly. It's got a decent looking reverse too, so not all of them are spotty, just some. There's one for Shinbone. Coin number 8. Moneda número 8. Nothing there. Wonder what happened to Alex. He hasn't been around lately. Does he work for the government, run into hard times? So I know a lot of people working for the government or working for entities under government dime have suddenly stopped receiving pay. And I still say we should start firing all the people in the government until they start, all the upper ups, start at the very top. Start at the president and work your way down. Here's another one of those. Fire everyone until they open the government and start paying people doing their jobs, because we've elected people that are not doing their jobs. I wouldn't really start at the president. He's doing okay, but I would definitely start with all of the Congress and Senate and knock them all out of a job until somebody starts doing theirs. Start at the top and work your way down. I don't care if you're a Democrat. I don't care if you're a Republican. I don't care if you're an independent. To me, if you're any of those and you're a politician, you're all equally worthless. We need to work on taking care of the people in our country instead of making them go hungry because you don't feel like doing your job. So that's all I got to say about that. Working up a thirst here, trying to get us some good coins. Hey, Kurt. Yeah, I know there's people who would stand behind me in that thought process, and then there's other people who are definitely against it. And we have a very bifurcated country at this point. Bifurcated in that, just like a snake's tongue, it speaks two truths and no lies, which is impossible. So yeah, I definitely support. This is a reverse of the same coin. I just want to see what condition it's in. It looks pretty nice. I just want our people taken care of. And this government shutdown thing is complete BS. The whole thing. The government should never be allowed to shut down. I mean, there should be a law against it. Even as an entertained possibility, it should not exist. I'm not finding much in this roll. It's not highly usual for a 1955 S roll not to produce much of anything, but this one seems to be finding its way. Okay, this is going to have the big gouges over behind the trunk here, right there. So that's going to be another one of our, well, second to die possibles. Okay, coin for Mickey now. Yeah, see, Dan, that's just wrong. Let's make our people go hungry because we don't want to make a decision and do our job. They're screwing the very people they're supposed to be taking care of. Nothing there. Yeah, as of right now, mine has not been stopped, but that's because the VA appropriates funds for disabled veterans a year in advance. So it would take a long time for the government to be shut down to start affecting my check. But I just feel really bad for all the people who have done a great job and who continue to do a great job and are not getting paid for it because the government is, well, dare I say, too incompetent to do their job. So I'm ready to get rid of all of them. I'm getting ready to fire the whole thing. There's one for the house. Let's see if I get anything. Nope. Doesn't look like it. I could tell you for sure, if you go back and watch today's reveals and watch what's come up for the house gets nothing better than anyone else. So, definitely not a stacked deck here. I'm definitely pulling the cards right off the top, right in front of your eyeballs. Well, here's where a person can start thinking through who they want to blame. Where are the lawmakers? Who makes the law? Who's the one who decides what happens? The one or ones who decide what's going to happen. You know, laws and bills are passed into laws and bills are introduced and blah, 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 blah. All of that starts with Congress. I think it's time to fire all of them. Change the laws so that A, they can't make their own price, their own pay hikes. Change it also so that they do not get, there's another one of those, so that they do not get pension for the rest of their life for doing 4 years of disservice to our country. Any government shutdown, every day the government shutdown should cost every congressman $100,000. They get paid enough to afford that. But while we are Congressless, because we have fired the entire lot of them. We should change our laws. They can't shut down. There has to be an unequal number of votes that create change and do all the different things for our laws, so that unequal number has to have a winner. And it has to be a 51% majority for laws to pass to the president or to the House or Senate. Let's pass it to the Senate, where the 51% majority goes to the president for signing. Let's make it where they no longer get government appropriated housing. They no longer get government appropriated travel. All of that is paid for out of their own department, which affects their pay. So if Joe Blow needs to travel and has to spend $1,000 on a ticket to travel, that $1,000 comes out of the overall HR component for the Congress, and that $1,000 is instantly depleted from the paychecks of all of our congressmen at once. So if you have 100 congressmen, which I know we don't, but you got $1,000 to take care of, you got 100 congressmen, $10 comes off their pay right there just for that one plane ticket. They get vacation days off just like everyone else. Otherwise, they're expected to show up to work. There are no sessions of Congress. Congress is to meet every work day of the year, just like every other normal working stiff. The American people will vote for whether or not they get a pay raise. Well, and you know what? I don't think any of them would need security if they just did their damn job and did it right. People are so pissed off that these people aren't doing their jobs. You got crazy people out there wanting to kill them. Why don't they just do their job? If they did their job, most people would enjoy the benefit of them having done what they're supposed to do. Let's just fire all of them. Fire everyone in Congress. No incumbents. No incumbents. All new people. I mean, nobody who is currently serving can run again. 4-year term limit. Dueling, like banjos? Not a mandatory 8 years in office, but a maximum of 8 years in office. Elected every 4 years, so 2 terms, just like the president. So have term limits for Congress people. Make them do their job for less than half the pay they're getting now, and they don't have any control over pay raises. Change the law so that it is impossible to shut down the government. The government will continue operating regardless of what they don't do or do. And if they don't make a decision within a certain period of time, they all get fired and we flush them out and do it again. There's another one of those with this. So we got a few of these now. I don't know if any of them are RPMs, but we're certainly going to be checking to see. Dude, they got too much power as soon as they enter the door. They've got more power than most of us will ever have. You're supposed to be putting coins in place, and what are you doing? You're watching an educational show about coins. I give you pass. You may stay. I don't know if this is an RPM or not. A little bit hard to tell, but I think it is. Yeah, This is an RPM. A lower split serif, upper split serif, both of them are split. So yeah. Cutie. I like it. Earlier die state. It has those marks that you see on 54 and 55 where they're actually sunken in on the coin, meaning they were raised on the die, which means they had to have been sunken in on a hub, either the master or working hub at some point or another. But all of these sunken in parallel lines, they are not die scratches. They would have to be hub scratches, which is kind of interesting. Interesting. Let's take a look at the reverse on this. We got some die chips. A bunch of die chips. Wow. Almost an explosive die. Got all kinds of stuff going on. Turn the light down just a little bit. This coin's bright. There we go. Now we can see all the little die chips. One right up there at the top of the right wheat. Got a bunch of them over here. So that's going to be another different die. This one goes to Sissy. All right. Let's keep on keeping on. And for Carl now. Still got those marks. It's a little less visible on this one. Got nothing else on this. We shall continue. Coin number 31. Now coin number 32. Coin number 32 for Blaine. I'll stop my tirade about the government now. People tune in to watch coins, not government. I just get so dad-blame pissed off because there's so many people suffering in this country now. And now there's people suffering at the hands of our own government. Really? Coin number 33 now, Tim. Yeah, well, we need to figure out how to create change and make that change affect these rich people who have no concern for the people of our country. They're going to claim it's all about health care and stuff like that. It's not about health care. It's about stuffing more money in their pockets. We've got to get rid of super PACs. We've got to get rid of lobbying. That's an interesting look right there. In front of the bow tie. I kind of like that look. We're going to watch for this die to come back up. It's an interesting mark out of the first T of trust here. It's not anything though. Just interesting for a moment, then the moment's gone. Some of you know what I'm referencing there. It's somewhat common. Not real common, but I mean, it's nothing outstanding. Okay, it's different. Good for a bit of reference talk, you know. Nothing there. It's like they're so concerned about getting rid of the penny. Let's work on getting rid of the Congress. Go back to a instead of a representative vote, let's go to a popular vote. Actually, representative vote's probably better because it gives more voice to more people. That's part of the problem with the whole popular vote thing. is the Democrats would probably win every time because there are more Democrats in this country than there are Republicans. Parliament. Now there you go. Parliamentary government. That may not be a bad idea. I kind of want to stay away from the whole monarchy idea, though. No monarch. We don't need monarchs. We don't need kings and queens. We just need congressmen that'll do their damn job. And I would invite any congressman, any congressperson who is watching this show by any chance, I would invite you to give me a call. You guys know my phone number. You follow me around all the time anyway. Give me a call. We'll talk about it. Can't guarantee I'll stay away from four-letter words, though. So put your big boy pants on and put your ear baffles on so you don't hear all the four-letter words I'm going to say. But if you're in Congress, I'm welcoming you to a phone call. Give me a call. Almost embarrassed that I worked for a government for a period of time. Almost embarrassed. I'm embarrassed for the people. I'm embarrassed for all of us that we have a government that can't seem to function as adults. There's another one of those. I believe that's another one of those little RPMs there. You were with senators and congressmen? No. See, my laws, in my perfect world, there is no specific time limit for how long they work and how long they don't work. They work every damn day of the year just like everybody else. You work the same number of days in a year as trash collectors, fast food workers, Stan? Another RPM. We got some cute RPMs coming out of this. A lot of them are kind of late die state, but they're still nice RPMs. Oh, I worked for the military. No regrets here. No regrets for the idea of keeping our country safe. But the government part of it is just embarrassing. You got government that can't function. Let's make it functional. Let's get rid of them. Push them all out. Oh, city council, state government. Yeah, your state house, your state senate. Anybody who can't seem to function for the people, by the people, for the people. You get rid of them. Fire all of them and start over. Here's another one of those. So I saw squiggly RPM there, and it's got these big spikes. Run into a few of those. Got one for Dan now. We are doing okay with this roll. It's not great, but it's not bad either. Oof. We have run into some condition issues. Now, getting rid of the party system is going to be a little more difficult than it would seem. Because people would still run under a conservative or liberal ticket. They would still have conservative or liberal ideals. They would still group together based on their interest, their focus. And so, whether you call them Democrats or Republicans, they're going to stay Democrats and Republicans. the way I've looked at it for the past 20, 25 years now, is that we need to give someone else a chance, and we need to stop with the idea that if we don't vote Democrat or Republican, we're wasting our vote, and start voting for the independents, start voting for the libertarians, start voting for the other parties, the small parties. Get rid of all Democrats and Republicans, bring independents into the entire thing. And that might just get us to a point where we're actually functional. Oh, I agree, it shouldn't be a party nation, but it is. And there's nothing we're going to do to stop that. It's just, I mean, it is what it is. We have to deal with reality, while at the same time trying to figure out exactly how we can make things work in a modern world. Because I'm telling you, as much as I'm sitting here right now talking to you, I'm here to tell you that if we don't stop burning the candle at both ends with AI has already been let out of the bag, and it is going to take over. And when it takes over, you're not going to like it. Trust me on that. AI already has more power than it should. California has one of the most broke and broken country or state governments in the nation. Everything costs way too much in California. Well, there we go, boys and girls. We've got about a dozen, maybe a little more than a dozen RPMs, with some possible in the crowd that I might have put away. Now, California just has some really serious issues that I hope don't spread to other parts of the nation. All right, there we go. And let me do a quick count for you. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 11 die varieties that I found in this one. Kind of exciting. Tomorrow we're going to have a 1957 D-roll, 1959 D-roll, and a 2015 Philadelphia. 2015 Philadelphia straight out of a new box. So nobody knows what's in any of the rolls in that box. I'll be back tomorrow with that. And then Monday, of course, we're going to have the reveal show again. We're going to be selling spots and reveals. All you have to do is show up and be ready. That's exactly how you get in on these. You show up Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and be ready to say, I want it. And be faster than the other people who say, I want it. And I'll explain it on the show Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And we'll talk then. I appreciate it, folks. Thank you very much. Have a great night.